Meet your soulmate. So it's a specific reading, very special one for today. Why? Because that's the day of love. That's the day of revelations for love. So I do it as a gift for everyone here who will join me today, because that's the day. Why not to open it up? My name is Yulia. I've been in tarot world for more than 10 years. And I am here to spread love, light, positivity, abundance, how to meet your soulmate. Wow. So let's get started. This is the tower. There will be like that revelation, that openness, revelation. It's like a blitz. You know, that's how we started in here. So he will show up. He will definitely show up. But in order for him to show up, you need to chill out. Very important. By the way, if you love my readings, subscribe to my channel. I'm here live every day. And you just want to chill out, right? And to see those readings. In the end of each reading, I do live readings, free readings for everyone who would request. All right, so that's a beautiful thing in here. Let's see. Wow, Hermit. So you really need to investigate what's there in the depth of your soul, first of all, to understand basically yourself more. Because, you know, in order to find any kind of soulmate, and these two cards, you know, these two cards, they are surrounding these Four of Swords, this chill out lady, actually. It's just showing, hey, there needs to be done lots of work on your end, dear Cancer, so that you would really understand what you truly want. What do you truly want, actually? And then this will be like that showcase. You will really be shown who is that person. In fact, that's very, very logical, in fact. Oh, so that's the Queen of Wands. That's a powerful card, especially when we see it in combination with the Tower. Oh, Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. This is the card of continuous patient work, right? And we never stop. We really never stop, you know, in searching, seeking for that soulmate. You know, just look at that spider. He's continuously like weaving his thread, and that type of attitude you want to have, meaning that you see how these two cards, they were pulled out together here. So she has that chill out attitude, and that's what I would recommend, having that, you know, attitude. Do not really overwhelm yourself with finding that soulmate. Really release it, okay? Release it from yourself. You will meet him either way, but in order to meet him, you don't want truly to kind of like, hey, I'm on my search. No. That is kind of like that relaxed weaving of your thread, knowing, you see how he's relaxingly weaving its thread. And it's just like that chilling approach. You see how she's laying down on her moon? So that type of approach you want to have in your search of a soulmate, right? Never just over push there. That's when you kind of like want to go in that mood, hey, I am relaxed, I'm chilling out, and it will come to me either way. So that's what the cards are telling you here. And again, I'm reminding you, it will happen either way, like a blitz. This is the card of a blitz, like opening, understanding. And this is a true, like, this is a wonderful combination here, when you really reunite with what you want, first of all, okay, in those relationships. And then it will open up for you, just like, oh, that's what he is, actually. So do you see, like, these are truly like powerful cards, which just shows, hey, first of all, relax, do not truly over push in that direction, and first understand what you want here, okay? What do you want? That's why we see that card of hermitage. So very, very important. By the way, if you love my readings, I go live every day, so subscribe to my channel so that you would not miss the reading. Now, we also see here, oh gosh, yes, this is it, right? So, and that's exactly what I told you. These two cards, they are one under another. one under another. So I cannot really not mention about it. So first, you need to understand what you truly want from those relationships. You don't step in there trying to kind of like be the half of someone. No, no, no. You are stepping there to really kind of like that person, he will just augment the beautiful parts of your heart, and he will allow you to work over yourself in a tremendously beautiful way. But in order to go there in a conscious way, you want to do lots of inner work. That's what it is talking about. That's why we pull these cards one after another here, right? And we especially had that card under the fiery opal here, so it's very interesting. I would even show it here. So there is a reason for that. And again, I show these two cards in combination, paying your attention for that. Do not over push in the search. Have that chill out approach, just like this goddess is laying down here on her moon, right? Like relax, chilled out, exactly how you are right now watching this video. Never any kind of pressure created any results in finding any beautiful relationships. Usually, and I'm happily married actually for more than 10 years myself. So how I found my husband, I was exactly in that kind of like relaxed, chilled out space, I would say. And then I met him, you know, I knew I would meet him. I actually created that list that was my weaving of my thread with very detailed explanation. You see pentacle like pentacle here, very detailed explanation how my husband has to look like. And you know what? It just worked. I combined, in fact, this chilled out approach that, hey, I release those requests to the universe, right? I release it to the universe. And like the universe is taking your request, like those swords, and you just know it will happen. And that's the approach which you want to have. That's what I would recommend. And the interesting thing is the combination of these two cards. So it will be shown up to you actually very, very powerfully. It's not the card of destruction in any way here. It's the card of revelation, opening for you. Because when we see those two cards like opening, understanding, clarity, you'll just see him. You know, when we see these Queen of Wands together with this tower, it means only one thing. It's just like light blitz, right? So, oh, this is a huge power. When you meet him, it will be like, whoosh, you know, that type of sensation. I remember how I met my husband first, and I had really that magnetism, you know, just like I couldn't explain what is that. And that was a really magnetic thing. That's why this is a really interesting combination. This is not power, this is not the tower of destruction. This is a tower of extreme magnetism between you both. That's what I am talking about here. So it's something to understand specifically for this reading. All right, which kind of qualities this person will have? Let's actually have a look at it, because there will be like that strong magnetic connection between you both. Gosh, this is interesting. So he will trigger lots of things in you, okay? So you will see, like, you will not feel really comfortable immediately with him. He will definitely trigger lots of stuff in you, but it doesn't mean he will be a devil. He will be that person who will trigger stuff in you and actually provide you lots of space for inner cleanse. It's very important. Beautiful, beautiful soulmate relationships. You know how many times my husband, and he's my true soulmate. His name is Yuli, my name is Yulia, actually. We have even the same names, you know, and we are living together already for 10 plus years. And this was it, you know, he was triggering me like crazy all the freaking times, even up to now, you know. He's never doing it like from the perspective like to do it intentionally, but honestly I am so grateful for that, what he's doing, because I am cleaning all the stuff within me in a tremendously beautiful and powerful way. Oh, Yes, and that's exactly what I am saying. So he will bring you through that cleanse, right, to that utter sense of balance, to understanding who you truly are, actually. You know, with my husband, I honestly, through those soulmate relationships, I realized who I truly am. That's what it triggered in me. I first cleansed, just like what's shown here, I cleansed all the inner childhood traumas with him, with my soulmate, and then I realized what I am here to do. And this is truly it for you, Cancer. It's just amazing. This is a true thing when we meet such relationships, especially charged with so much magnetism, right? When we see the combination of the Queen of Wands and that lightning blitz together, there's something powerful to come here, all right? Yeah, so this is, hey, Felix, I'm really happy you are here. So by the way, if you love my reading, subscribe to the channel. I am doing lives literally every day. In the end of the reading, I can do the free one for anyone who requests. So we are right now talking still about Cancer and the love reading for Cancer specifically. So which kind of qualities that person will have, which is the soulmate? Oh, so that person actually is continuously trying to kind of like bridge any kind of situation. He's trying to avoid any conflict. In fact, that's what I see. And bridging anything or any kind of relationships in between. All right. So that's very, very important to see here. Okay, what else do we see? Okay. Oh, it's a very meditative person. So you definitely will find that person somewhere in a space, maybe either in a metaphysical store or on some conferences. You know, it can be in some New Age conferences with maybe like Joe Dispenza, Greg Braden, you know, such types of guys. So it might be even there, actually. So just know about that because, oh, thank you, Felix. It's nice to read your beautiful words. Yeah, so there is the potentiality for that. I met my husband actually on Tony Robbins' event. So, yeah, at that period of my life, I was not meditative. Today I am. I meditate more than 2-3 hours per day. I'm waking up at 4 a.m. and it's one of the best practices which I can actually devote myself to. And I developed it actually because of my soulmate. My soulmate here, his name is Yuli, and my name is Yulia. We really have those names even, which are really clicking together. When first time I met him, I asked him, are you kidding me? You know, are you kidding me? It can't be true that you have the same name as me. But the interesting thing is he invoked all the gifts and talents in me by providing me his structure codes. Okay, he was just that soulmate which I needed in my life, you know. Yeah, so oh, I'm really happy, Felix, that you found your soulmate. Whenever we find our soulmates, life actually gets in a tremendously beautiful flood, in a kind of like we start experiencing life really on a new level, beyond what we experience here. It's getting into the space like much more sensations, much more energy. Just correct me if I'm wrong. You can type what you experience, but soulmates actually, they drive us to the new heights. They actually enlighten our life, exactly like what we see in here, like these bullets, right? So many are afraid actually of meeting their soulmates. I saw such people because soulmates may be triggering, like those devils, lots of childhood traumas. And this is a beautiful thing about soulmates, because we actually had the combination of two here for Cancer specifically, for their soulmate, because I'm doing the reading for Cancers here. So the soulmate usually goes with a mask of kind of like that devil, but the devil, its idea is to help us along the way. My soulmate, Yuli, he's triggering me all the freaking time. during this period of 10 plus years. I tell you, there was not even like single period in our lifetime when he was not triggering something new in me. And it is just like layer after layer after layer. And I come back to my sense of balance, to really my moon in Libra. And this Two of Swords, it represents that moon in Libra here. So, and exactly as I mentioned, I came to my understanding who I truly am, to that meditative approach. So it's really amazing to see when like that soulmate is kind of like used by the universe on some level as a helping hand for us. Usually we are envisioning soulmate when we meet him or her. These are ideal relations, but in reality, these are ideal, of course, but these are very triggering relations. And that's exactly what I am seeing here for Cancers. Now, having that in mind, right, that there will be lots of triggers in here, I would love to understand which part of heart will require really lots of healing through those relations. Let's ask the oracle cards for that. Oh, resilience. So for you, Cancers, resilience will be like that healing part. That's what you will be healing within you through those relationships, right? It's kind of like to create that fluidity, right, in your heart, because the heart could be in that state. Let me even put it in here, like too closed, too beaten through life, into multiple pieces. Yeah, you see, even my space here creates that beating, you know, confirming what I'm saying. So now it's the time to open up that space, that heart, petal by petal, exactly what we see here, right? So to develop that resilience, and that person will help you tremendously to do that, right? That's why we see that trigger. So he will be helping you to develop that resilience within you. Okay, very, very important, because that's exactly what you need to restore your balance, right? To start feeling finally, so nice, right? Much nicer, actually, than you've been feeling before. To release all this suffocation, resilience is required, fluidity is required, actually, for you, dear Cancers, at this period. And I'm really, really excited that this person can actually provide you that type of healing. What else he will provide you, actually? What else will you get through those relationships? Let's ask the oracle. Oh, so you will actually develop lots of wisdom with that person. And I can see why, because as we mentioned, that person will be extremely meditative. Okay, so as I mentioned, you can probably meet him or her in new age events, like, you know, somewhere with Greg Braden, Jody Spencer, guys like this, you know. So if you go to those crayon, you know, these types of events, you will be really like probably meeting the this person there. So seems like it's all about that. Okay, now which other part of your heart will be healing thanks to those relationships? Curious heart. Oh, curious heart, that curiosity, opening yourself up to love, right? And really embarking on that great adventure. Oh gosh, I'm really excited for you. So because you will understand actually so much about yourself, that will be such a perfect fit for you. You see, like that rose, and there is this bee. It's like a fit. Perfect fit, perfect soulmate for you. And what it will create, in fact, understanding of who you truly are. Who you truly are. And that's the beauty of that. Because anytime when we meet the true soulmate, what's happening is we really get that clarity, that understanding of who we are. And that brings us to the new level of working with this reality. We really may start doing kind of like everything on a new level. We can start being extremely courageous just because we develop that curiosity level within us. We can really start seeing everything from the new perspective. Everything what worked for us before, it may not be already interesting for us, right? So, and you see how it's just like the mental constructs may start being rebuilt. It's kind of like we are not anymore caring about the previous stuff which we were doing. When we meet our soulmate, lots of things may change, may really change. And that's exactly why we see this card in here. It's just opening us up to that idea that this true soulmate actually will have that tremendous impact on you, Cancers. And again, that person will have lots and lots of meditative qualities in him. I would love to understand a bit more of his qualities. And let's actually ask the additional oracle cards about that. I'm just searching for the righteous ones. Okay, here they are. So, would love to know. Oh, so that person will be extremely grounded. It sounds like it's the code of the emperor. Very grounded, but at the same time, really meditative. So he will be standing on the ground firmly. His root chakra will be extremely developed. So it seems like he will be successful in this physical material world, actually. You will see it. But at the same time, he will have that kind of like developed meditativeness within him. That's why I mentioned that you can meet him in those events, like with like, you know, even some channeling events or metaphysical events, anything related to metaphysical stuff, you can meet him there because that guy is interested in those things. I just wanted to pay attention to that so that where you can actually find him. Let's figure out more about that person. Okay. Who is he and where you can find him? Oh gosh, we already had this card, right? We had this card. It's again the same. So it's just confirming the same thing you see from two different decks. It's extremely meditative person. He loves his solitude. He really stands firm on his ground. He is successful materially. That's what I sense here. But at the same time, he is very, very developed, kind of like here in his 6th and 7th chakra. He's really, really meditative. He's seeing a lot. He's kind of like seeing beyond the veil. When you look into his eyes, you can really sense his depth, how deep his eyes are. So it's just to give you the perspective of he's sitting actually. You see how in between, like his yantra, his all structures, he's sitting like in this yantra, this signature here. It's yantra. Okay, it's a perfect structure. He's kind of like in that level when it might be that he's seeking for his queen already to do some legacy work here. That's what I sense. And just because you are looking at it, it means that you are ready already for such a man to step into your life. That legacy work, relationships, these are the relationships which are beyond romantic relationships. They are built kind of like for specific social work to be done here. And those couples, they are extremely powerful actually in this world. So if you are watching this is a beautiful, extremely exciting adventure which is waiting for you. Because I've seen a few legacy couples like this. There are different types of relationships, but it seems like that's the legacy relationships. When you are uniting together like a bond to create something extremely valuable for humanity even. That's what I see. Oh, So, and he will be like very providing to you that protection along the way so that you could relax and reunite with your own gifts. Okay? So again, he has a very developed root chakra. He's actually quite successful in this physical world, in his career. He has that extreme meditativeness within him, and he will provide you enough protection, care, and support so that you finally could be curious and relaxed about your own guidance here, understanding who you truly are, your true passions, your true talents. This is an amazing thing to see actually whenever we step into such types of relationships. Why? Because they exactly invoke our talents here. And let's ask the cards which kind of talents he will open up in you, because these relationships, they are here to trigger us to step into something beyond our imagination. Oh, so you will become extremely strong with that person. That's what's in there. It's strength. So that's what you will feel. Well, it's obvious, you know, he will protect you, he will provide for you. That's what I see. He will give you so much wisdom, care, and support. And he is really strong materially. So yeah, I understand it. I fully get it. All right, so what else you will gain with him? Your energy will be like beyond the roof, you know, beyond the roof. You actually will start experiencing such an energy flow through you that you could never imagine that before. That's a real thing. Oh, I love it. I would place it in here. It's even like lightened up like crazy here. That's how it's supposed to be. And you will be sensing with him kind of like that utter balance in life. Everything will start feeling right. You will start becoming extremely successful in this life. You will become like weaving the thread of your career in a very balanced way. It will feel like, you know, hey, I am not rushing anywhere. You know, not so long ago, I was having a podcast with one lady, and she said to me, Yulia, I'm not rushing anywhere. I know I will be successful. And that's exactly how you will start feeling. Yeah, and that person actually will provide you that all the support. Again, I told you he is really successful materially. He is really handling himself, right? So he is having that quite balanced way of existence, and he will provide you support, care along the way. You know, I have my soulmate, Yulia. My name is Yulia, and we are really soulmates already for more than 10 plus years we're living together. And it's interesting, I'm experiencing exactly what I'm seeing in your cards, Cancers, specifically for your soulmate. Well, anytime, whenever we meet that soulmate, we actually start feeling beyond what we had experienced before, and we never rush. We know we will become successful. And that's exactly what's happening whenever the relationships get into the right place. So this is about to happen with you. So if you're watching it, that's actually an amazing thing. You're here for a reason. All right, so yeah. So that person will help you to develop that sense of inner patience and release any anger from your heart. Patience is one of the antidotes even discussed in the Bible to release and conquer Satan. So Satan, he was actually creating lots of poison for the heart center, heart chakra. So you see how this transcendence is happening from the caterpillar to the butterfly, right? So patience, that patient approach in your evolution, being with that person will actually help you to open up your heart. Petal by petal, your heart will start opening so that you would start creating something really tremendously beautiful into your life and start weaving your thread in this reality, right? In your way, with your divine timing. And that's very important to see it that way. Divine timing. Not comparing yourself to the timing of others. Whenever we have that sense of slow or quick, we compare ourselves to others. It's really hard to weave anything here or to be happy because one desire is fulfilled, another one will follow. No, 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 no. You will start living with that soulmate, right, on a new level. You will start sensing the reality, like the divine time in reality. She's not rushing anywhere. She's just weaving her thread in a gentle but powerful way. You see, yin and yang. This is exactly the representing these soulmates, right, together. So it's very, very important to see it that way. How you can start creating your reality very, very strongly, but at the same time, gently. Right? So these two cards, they actually support each other to show you what is possible. By the way, if you love my readings, subscribe to my channel. I go live literally every day, and I'm describing how to actually start connecting to that intuitive guidance with the cards in a fun, playful way. I have a playlist which is called Tarot Card Meanings Description. And there I describe the deep esoteric meanings of each and every card on a level which you never thought possible. Okay, so check it out. All right, so now I would love to ask, what is that deep meaning for you Cancers of those relationships? What can you truly gain in your soul house structure? Because we'll have that soul house structure. In fact, you see how this guy, his soul house structure, actually this yantra is really perfect, right? And he is about to appear in your life, Cancer. So it's very, very important to have this in mind. So what those relations will bring to your soul house structure? Oh, the power of prayer. Do you remember, actually, there was the card of resilience. Let me remind you about that. Oops. Resilience. By the way, patience creates that resilience in us. You see how they're going in alignment with each other, right? So surrender, believe, affirm, release, the power of prayer. So again, we're coming back to that resilience flow within us to kind of like create that fluidity in living our souls. Very, very important to see it that way. Here, we are all under so many mental constructs, you know, and that's why we are always on the go. We are on the periphery of the cycle. We are on the periphery always. We are never here and now. We are on the periphery, running like hamsters, you know. But that resilience, it exactly creates that space to be here and now, to open up that rose on the cross. It's very, very important to see it that way, okay? And whenever we meet our soulmate, we actually start creating really the new planet. We start reconnecting. That new planet is created from us, right? You see, she's like part of that archery, right? And she is, because she becomes much more balanced, realigned with herself, she starts creating that planet. This card can be seen that way. Do you see what's happening here? So there is no kind of like limits. There are no limits how you can see tarot cards. They are really amazing from perspective of enlivening our souls, bypassing all the logical mental constructs which we were taught at schools, universities, and by all the society, by all these metrics, and really bypass it all and reunite with our true proper ideal yantra structure. You can even type it like yantra. It's like called the machine, the ideal structure. Indians are calling it that way. That's what we can see in these oracle cards. I was actually perplexed when I saw it. That's why I started investigating, and then I stumbled into this, yantra, and it was a very interesting thing to understand that we are all here, in fact, like machines, right? Machines. And it's all about how to make it all right, how to make it work right. So if something is not working right, we just need to see how to handle it. The question must be, how do I do it right? There is a card actually, and let me show you, I think. I didn't show you, but yes. So there is a card, and this is Temperance card. It's actually the main question of this card. What is my next right step to do? Okay, so even if you were betrayed, even if you multiple times, whatever, and your heart was shut down like crazy, like this, right? Already like a fist. You want to still experience life. And your question want to be like, what is my next right step to do? What is my next right step to do right now for me? Because you need to understand, whenever we shut down our hearts, and that's okay, we can't shut it down, but whenever we shut down and we keep going through life like this, then what's happening, we shut down our abundance flow, all the possibilities and resources. We become extremely cautious. That's why I keep seeing here for you Cancers, specifically this card of resilience and prayer, right? When you have to surrender and release, okay? And that's a continuous advice in here. So again, keep asking yourself that question. What is my next right step to do? Okay, very, very important just to see it that way. So I would put it actually in the center of this reading, because this Temperance actually is one of the qualities of the soulmate whom you are about to meet, dear Cancers. All right, so let's ask the universe for the guidance, for the best claim, so that you could actually own that that energy of temperance, meeting the right person for you. I nourish myself, okay? So instead of like lack of nourishment, you want to just like put it like this: I nourish myself. I love and I nourish myself. I would add here even, I love and approve everything of myself. Okay? Because in order to meet your soulmate, you really need to take care about yourself. How he would actually notice you. One of the best questions which I actually had when I started searching for my soulmate, like quite a long time ago, more than 10 years ago, and today I'm happily married already for a decade, with my soulmate, actually. He has the same name as me. It's just true story, Yulia and Yulia. Every time I meet someone, they say, are you kidding? Yeah, it's true story. We have the same names. So that's true soulmates. And actually, I remember how I started from really self-nurturing, nurturing myself, loving myself. I even did a tattoo on my spine, and then when I just put it onto my skin, you cannot believe, I just felt so much energy. I felt like, gosh, it really works. There is some power into that, okay? When we put something even under our skin. So that phrase, love yourself, and they have it. True story. And I put it just after, like, again, I had some relationships when the guy betrayed me. So I decided never, ever again. And I started really nourishing and nurturing myself. So please pay attention to that. Now, which kind of nourishing and nurturing kind of like practices you can do to get prepared for your soulmate? So yeah, anything like herbal therapy, right? So pay attention because this is like cleanse also, and a very pleasant cleanse. There are so many teas actually, and it's so widespread today. I meet many people who are asking me for advice, Yulia, which kind of teas are you drinking with your husband? We're having like a ton of teas in our house, and this is such a pleasant and really cleansing therapy. And in China, I remember this was one of the most magical therapies which I've done, you know? So you can really incorporate these, starting the Chinese herbs, you know, just like starting understanding how this works. It's a whole world. It's a whole really powerful world which develops sense of patience, right? Patience, like how here she's weaving her thread. You see, she's weaving her thread in a very patient way, in her divine timing way. So we cannot really drink tea rushing into something, right? So which other things you can do? Oh, make an altar. So create your magical space. So you want to just pay attention to the space around you. So pay attention to everything in your space what really drains you, and try to create some kind of a small corner actually, which, like, you see what she's doing here, like she created her small ashram, and this is her space. You may say, Yulia, I don't have too much space. Okay, just pick something very small. It may be even some space in your purse, you know. This is even your sacred space there, even if you don't have any space. If you have your space, you're living alone, perfect. But even in that house, try to find that perfect part of that space which is really kind of like sacredness of that space will create that kind of like very powerful effect on you. You will start feeling sacred being in that space. Okay, and with time you will start understanding that your whole body is a temple. That's why this process works. All right, so it only may seem to be, hey, why would I do it? It's a pleasant thing, but if you do it continuously, and especially if you do it with tarot cards, for example, or with oracle cards, whatever you are working with, and you just sit and you shuffle. This is like a powerful meditative technique to reconnect with your intuition. It's really beautiful. Okay, so what else can you do to develop that nurturing, self-loving attitude towards yourself? Oh, that's beautiful. So abundance planning. Again, we're coming back to that sense of abundance, right? Resilience opens up the heart, right? Petal by petal, patiently, right? We see it through the card of Three of Wands and Two of Pentacles. So we've seen it in your reading. We've already seen it. So, and that's why this abundance planning in a very patient way. This is what is required here. So just, you kind of like know that you are living here being driven by your divine timing. You are not rushing anything or anyone. You are living, you know, in your space, and that is called your divine cosmic space, right? And you are feeling like that kitty cat. And it is like the representation of abundance in Chinese traditions, by the way. I remember how I was flying, and just, I don't remember from where, but there was a Chinese lady sitting with me, and I didn't know that this is the prosperity symbol in China. But now, like, she gave me that gift, and I researched a bit. You see how it is showing, hey, I'm just good. I'm in a cozy space, everything nice. And in China, you will meet those prosperity symbols absolutely everywhere. So yeah, you can actually surround yourself with prosperity symbols. It can also help you along the way. All right, so we will put it here. Okay. So again, I just want to remind you, no rush. That soulmate is something what you don't want to kind of like rush. It is something which is predestined for absolutely everyone. here if you do things right. And I already told you that this soul which you are about to meet, dear Cancers, he is extremely wise and developed soul. Okay, very, very wise and very developed. And he is standing firm on the ground, right? So we see it. So whenever I see those mountains, by the way, mountains is the prosperity symbol in the tarot cards. Let's actually observe it. Where do we see those mountains? Whenever I see them, it's just something to pay attention to. Yeah, you see? This is the card of wealth, actually. Do you see? That's exactly what I am talking about. These two mountains, the prosperity symbol. So just very important to notice that. All right, so I hope you loved my reading. If you want to hear more of that, subscribe to my channel. I go live every day. I'm here for you. And I hope that right now you are fully equipped to meet your soulmate. Thank you so much, everyone. Wishing you a lovely evening. And again, I meet you every day here in my lives.